Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dairy Voice podcast by Dairy Business News. I'm Mike Opperman, owner of Black Dirt Communications, and I'll be your host today. So the topic today is solar energy. And, sustainability is a popular topic no matter where you are in the dairy production cycle. A big part of establishing a sustainability platform centers on managing carbon and achieving some sort of carbon neutrality. And one way dairy producers can get closer to that net zero footprint is through the use of renewable energy. And this type of energy, as we know, has many forms. It could be solar, it could be wind, it could be hydroelectric, methane digestion, and there's more. But, today we're going to talk about solar energy. And the idea of solar energy has really grown in popularity recently, especially with all of the tax incentives and government programs that have been handed down even as recent as the last 6 months. And here today to talk to us about solar energy and how dairy producers can take advantage of solar energy is Josh Cordle with Sun Farmers Group. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
So to get started, Josh, why don't you just kind of give us a little bit about your background and also kind of what Sun Farmers is about?
Yeah, so the Sun Farmers Group, we started it specifically for agriculture. From the very beginning, we had agriculture in mind, um, and so we really sought out to begin with finding solutions that simply didn't exist, and that's why all of our solutions are unique and proprietary to our company. I stumbled upon a farmer that he was just a small size row cropper and he raised cattle, and he had a problem for sure. His electricity usage was going up, and he was wanting to expand his business, but quite honestly, it just didn't make sense on a balance sheet because he said the price of electricity is going up so fast that it's by far outpacing what I get for my crop. And he said, it just doesn't make sense. Can you help me?
You've touched on a couple of different things that I want to kind of dive into a little bit deeper. So um, there have been a few stories in the news here in Wisconsin, and I just saw a story on the internet yesterday about these solar farms and just the vast amount of acres that are going into these solar farm projects. And there's some folks are a little reticent about taking those acres out of productivity and putting them into the large solar farms. But not every solar project is the same, right? There's
Right.
different kind of categories of solar projects. Can you kind of walk through those different types of solar and kind of where Sun Farmers Group fits in?
Yeah, quite honestly, that problem is existing everywhere. Um, what you're describing is really more the large scale solar projects. Sadly, they're called solar farms, uh, but it really has nothing to do with agriculture itself. Those companies, they represent and they work for the utility company. And so basically, they are designing a product that specifically just creates power for the utility to turn around and sell. Okay. So they don't represent anybody else. I, on the other hand, represent the farmer themselves. My projects are designed specifically to take the energy needs of that individual farm, get rid of those needs through the solar array itself. And quite honestly, I can do it with the most minimal amount of impact on any arable land. But when we do have to use land, we can be extremely creative on exactly where it's going to go. So we will work with the individual farmer to pick and choose where best to put it. And like for example, the largest dairy that we've worked with, it only required 4 acres of land to take care of their entire needs. And for the 4 acres that we actually used, they had circle pivots. And so the way that their pivots work, it's a circle, and so you've got these pieces of land all around it that simply aren't being used. We were able to take advantage of that land that otherwise was useless, and actually put it there.
Well, this has been Mike Opperman, again, owner of Black Dirt Communications, and I want to thank Dairy Voice and Dairy Business News for allowing me to host this podcast. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.